But anyway, Divine, you can continue what you're saying.
Oh, I was saying like because me and you were messaging back and forth yesterday when I was out about how we look at power scaling, how it works, right? And I was saying for me specifically, I believe to make any character stronger, they either have to affect or destroy the thing in question. I don't believe in calking and giving out random numbers, doing pixels because no
Yeah, I don't believe in
animation
pixel
studio
scaling either.
no
I think
animation
pixel.
studio ever comes out
Yeah, I
and
think
makes a
let me
statement
just say one
saying,
thing,
yeah, go ahead.
Divine. So why I disagree with pixel scaling is because no one can ever prove that the measurements for whatever they're calculating are consistent within the show. You can have a panel where say Luffy is drawn to be 157 centimeters long, and then in another panel he's just like say 100 centimeters tall. So the manga artists do not think about the measurements of every single thing when they're drawing the manga. So you can't have a consistent calc for the character because they do not have a consistent height, and neither do the objects. The only things you can power scale are pictures of like the only things you can pixel scale are pictures of actual real things because the measurement is consistent. Like if I take a picture of my laptop right here and I try to pixel scale, the size, I could pixel scale the size because the size never changes my
Wait. I got a
laptop.
question because
Yeah.
this person just said Solo is rich. Are those gifts? Are they expensive?
I I don't like. I'm not
This is
sure if
okay.
they're expensive, but they do cost money. I've gotten gifts before in multiple lives from Void, and
Oh,
it's not that much money, but it's decent.
it's like $5. Like I think he sent maybe like 200 or something, so it's like 250,
Wait,
$2.50,
I'm gonna have
something
to
like that.
check that real quick because he said
'Cause
roses.
I just looked up the recharge and it was like $5. It was like 330.
That's insane. I'm gonna have to find because I don't even know how to take the money out of the TikTok because the whole PayPal thing isn't really available for my country, and
I just leave
that's
it
just
in. I don't even touch it because I'm like I have no idea. It's gonna get to the point where it's just so much, and then my account's gonna get permanently banned, and I'm like, damn, I can't even get the money from it.
yeah. I'm trying to avoid that kind of situation because that would just be a waste of money, I guess.
Personally, I just like doing this for fun. It's just I like it. It's my hobby.
Personally, my motivation is just to defend Goku. I hate seeing people talk shit about Dragon Ball in general. It pisses me off. That's just my motivation. Defend Dragon Ball.
For me,
Like I
it's not really
posted a
about
video.
who I defend. It's the reason why I talk about many different like animes. Is whenever I can only do the ones that I know about. Obviously, like I know a lot about Naruto. I know a lot about Dragon Ball. I know a lot about Bleach. I know a lot about Inuyasha, and I'm starting to learn D.Gray-man. Low key, bro. Characters in D.Gray-man got some 4D hacks, bro, which is cool as fuck.
That's crazy.
One of the
But
abilities, it's by a girl. Give me a second. Uh, dude, I'm gonna have to. Nah, I can't do that. I think her name is Lotto, from what I can remember. She has an ability to what is it called? It's an equipment type, and what it does is whatever it's locked on, it can reverse all damage. So it instantly repairs and heals anybody. But if you take enough damage or lethal damage and you die, not only can you be brought back while the ability is still active, but once the ability is no longer active, you all that damage gets returned back onto you and you will be dead.
that's crazy.
So basically you're immortal as long as the ability is active.
That's crazy.
And so far, there's two people with that ability. The only difference between the two is that one of them uh, has like no training with hers, and hers is like a clock. The other person, hers is on her wrist, and it's a little bit cooler. And she can actually keep her ability activated for like 10 days straight. So she can be immortal for 10 days. I don't know. I really like D.Gray-man. So we're going way off topic. Um,
Yeah. Let's go back to the
you
Naruto
believe,
stuff.
yeah. You believe Naruto is planetary or above?
Yeah, I think he's above planetary, but like I don't subscribe to like solar system or star universal type shit. I mostly like side with the safe side, which is planetary to large.
I disagree because there is not a single character in all of Naruto until the Boruto series that has ever actually performed a feat that actually states that they were affecting and going to destroy something, right?
All right, so
There's a difference between a statement saying this might happen or this will happen versus a statement that's like, hey, this is actively happening. You are currently doing this.
okay, so personally, I disagree with ignoring statements because
Hold on.
statements
Hold
by
on a
nature,
second. You said Naruto is uni via the Momoshiki statement in the light novel, but
yeah, just
Momoshiki never
ignore him,
affected
bro.
or destroyed a universe. His strongest attack didn't even harm the planet he was on. So no, by a feat contradicting that statement, he is not universal.
All right,
Um,
so what I'm gonna say is, right, I'm gonna discuss the different metas and my opinions on those metas, and then you can tell me like your contentions.
all right.
So the first meta people use to try like get Naruto to planetary is like they say the guidebook says like the Nine Tails has the power to turn the world to ash, but that only becomes consistent more in the later arcs like Boruto, right? Not Shippuden, because around that time I think it was kind of. I don't think the intention was to be consistent because Boruto wasn't even in the making at that point. So I think the intention was just like in context to it blowing up mountains and things like that. So I think it's hyperbolic. And why I think it's hyperbolic is because the same format, like the format which it is written in the guidebook, is the same format where it's written that Tamari can blow away the universe. So I think the similarity kind of implies it's a hyperbole. But I can see an argument made for people using that. But personally, I don't use it
It's
because
not even a subjective opinion if it's hyperbolic or not. It's just an exaggeration of one's power. That's all it is. It's not a true statement because we've seen
yeah.
and it's been stated that tailed beasts, when they are inside their user, the user can actually use the power of these tail beasts at the maximum capacity versus the tail beasts on their own. And we've seen the tail beasts on their own, Kurama was unable to actually scorch the earth. He was only able to destroy mountains. And then with KCM, he's able to perform a bigger feat, which is destroy a larger amount of mountains, like more area. But that is about it. So
So
it's
personally,
I
I
don't say
think
it's hyperbole. I just say it's
like
just an exaggeration.
what I've seen like with tailed beasts is that most of the time to blow up all these like things, right? They gather the energy, right? It's not something they can just spam, right? So they gather
Yeah.
the energy, like the mass of the beast bomb is forming, and they're gathering chakra, and they detonate it. So I don't think it's something like they can casually spam like a key blast per se.
Yeah.
So the next meta is the Kaguya meta, and personally, whether or not you think Kaguya created, dimensions or whatever, even though, I think people like Manifested Favor, is one of the smartest people on TikTok currently. He already like made explanations a couple months ago on why it's not really referring to creation. But even if you want to argue that, it would still be a hack's ability because just because you create a universe doesn't mean you scale to universal. You can have creation hacks. And the thing is, it's Shinjutsu. And Shinjutsu is a hack, bro. Like, it doesn't scale to their AP or DC. So even if they want to argue, oh, she created dimension like that, fine. Doesn't scale to their AP though. And the feat that, that like comes to my mind whenever, is Naruto and Sasuke, doing the Shabaku Tensei. And I think that was calced at like planet level or more. But
What was this?
like the fucking Chabaku Tensei, when they like clapped their hands together and sealed Kaguya or
Oh yeah,
whatever.
no, that's literally just a moon level feat.
I think
I don't know how I don't know how it got to planetary when all they did was literally just take some part of the Earth, again, a small portion of the planet, not a small portion of the planet, to create a giant seal. So I don't know how people get that to. It's the same thing when people say modern throwing down meteors. That was continental, which, if I'm not mistaken, I have a video on it.
Yeah, let me explain it, right? So, remember when Hamura and Hagoromo like sealed Kaguya and moved her like into orbit?
Yeah.
So, creating like the celestial body in of itself might be just a moon level feat, but the energy it takes to actually push it into orbit is what is considered planet level, even though it's an overtime feat.
No, I disagree.
All right.
Just as like ships here on Earth, the spaceships, you can literally just fly straight to the moon. That doesn't take a planet amount of energy to go from planet Earth to the moon. So,
Okay, so that wouldn't really be like, that wouldn't really correlate, because there's a difference between moving a spaceship, obviously, and moving a celestial body. So it takes a certain amount it might take a building level or more amount of energy to be able to get a spaceship, into space, regardless of the time frame. And like I said before, I don't think it's something they can spam. I think it's something that like over time. The one that's more verbatim is the Toneri. That's the one I think is kind of undeniable. You can like,
that's still not a planetary feat, in my opinion.
All right, so basically, what Toneri, like, the whole point of the Toneri movie, like, it's literally verbatim stated that Toneri can destroy the Earth.
But he could not do it himself. He had to accumulate a ton of chakra over hundreds of years and then have it in a machine. Yeah. And then that machine that is gathering up all the chakra necessary to move the mountain and have it slam into the Earth with enough impact to destroy it, that has nothing to do with Toneri. That has everything to do with a machine.
Right, to perform the feat. So the thing is, when Naruto destroyed the Tenseigan, Toneri still said he could destroy the Earth without it. And the thing is that it wouldn't matter if it took him years or whatever to gather the energy, because he still,
he could have done it far before the movie. He could have done that maybe 10 years after he was born, 50 years after he was born. He could have done that far before Kage was unleashed.
Yeah, but he hadn't like unlocked the Tenseigan yet. He hadn't unlocked the Tenseigan yet. That's the thing.
The machine was there for a very long time, gaining a bunch of chakra to perform the feat to destroy the planet. So even if we say that it took 10 years, like he had the machine for 10 years and it accumulated chakra for 10 years to destroy the planet, day one, he could have just went straight to the Earth and destroyed the planet. But he didn't.
So basically what I argue is Toneri is relative to Naruto. And the thing about Naruto is that at first Hinata could not, destroy the Tenseigan. The Tenseigan is literally the energy that protects, the moon from being destroyed when it crashes into the Earth. You know the amount of force it takes to hit the Earth with the moon with enough force to destroy it without the moon being destroyed in of itself, right? So Naruto then combines his like power with Hinata, and then the necessary power to destroy the Tentagon, which literally protects the moon from being destroyed when, destroying the Earth. Naruto is able to destroy that easily with a Rasengan. So
He's not
Toneri,
hitting the chakra part though. He's
what?
hitting the machine.
The Tensegon?
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm saying the Tensegon has the durability to protect against the destruction of celestial bodies.
The
And the thing
machine
is,
itself, it encompasses the moon. So the chakra is around the moon, not around the machine. So if let's say I have a rod, the rod is going to spew out the force field around me about 20 feet, but the machine itself, the rod itself, I can literally just cut in half and now the machine's broken because it may have the force, all the chakra, all the power, but it's just a channeler. It just channels it around an area, but itself as a machine does not have that durability. I
yeah,
wish
but like
I'm
that's
trying to think of
but
like a
that's where the
video game that I
energy.
can kind of think of. Have you ever played Overwatch?
So it first of all, it's not okay. So first of all, it's not a machine per se. It's just chakra. The Tensegon is literally just chakra. It's not a machine. Like you can check, the movie again. You can rewatch the movie. You can read the novels. The Tensegon is just a massive chakra, and that chakra, literally stated by Toneri, that the chakra protects the moon from being destroyed. And Naruto, in base with a Rasengan, blows up. And that's not, he wasn't using Kuruma's chakra because Naruto's natural chakra is gold. The blue, like, chakra description is actually a mistake. So the
It's
gold
not a
chakra
mistake
we
for the
see,
anime.
no, it is a mistake. That it's literally
No,
stated
they
that
did that
Naruto,
on
that's
purpose for
Naruto.
the anime, so that they didn't have
No, it's
to
because
animate every single little different color.
so the thing is, Naruto's chakra, Kuruma's chakra you know, isn't yellow. Kuruma's chakra is red, verbatim stated multiple times. So Naruto using, like, it's literally verbatim stated that Naruto's chakra is yellow. It's literally, I think it's literally verbatim stated that, the blue chakra is a animation mistake, and they just had to continue it
It's
because I
not an it's
think,
not an animation mistake. They did it on purpose so that they didn't have to animate everybody's individual chakra color because it would have just taken a lot
yeah,
more
yeah,
work and it was just excessive. So they just said we're gonna have it all blue, and that is it. That's the reason
yeah.
why
So
it's all blue. I
yeah,
understand
so
that Naruto, his actual chocolate color canonically is yellow. I do agree.
yeah, so in a way, it is kind of, a mistake, but like an intended mistake, right? So for the
Yeah,
movie, they decided to go all out and just give Naruto his natural chocolate color. So if you look at the manga, the
but
official
I also
colored
disagree
manga
with that.
for Naruto, all right. So the official colored manga for Naruto, in the manga, like, Naruto's chakra is yellow, Killer Bee's chakra is yellow in the
So the reason
manga.
why I disagree that the movie went to the canon colors of their chocolate colors, because one, um, KCM would have then been red when he went into KCM, but he never was red. It stayed
Okay, so
yellow.
the thing is, KCM is Naruto plus Kurama. They fused their chakra together, so it's gonna have attributes of both of them. The inner part of KCM is yellow, while the external, like the
It's
outside,
stated
is orange and
that
red.
it's stated what is used for KCM is Kurama's power without the will. That is what it is. That is the reason why it's so powerful. That's the reason why it's so strong.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's
but the
say
thing
that
is,
Naruto's chakra
Naruto's
is also
chakra is
mixed
still a
into
part
it.
of that.
Let's say that Naruto's chakra is mixed into it. I'm not going to like completely disagree, but the majority of it is going to be Kurama's. So that means that the form itself should have been mainly red in the movie to accurately depict KCM, but it didn't. It was still yellow. That's why I'm
All
saying
right,
like
so
Like, yeah, maybe in some parts, and this is what I'm gonna heavily disagree with. People still say that Naruto one-shot Toneri. He didn't. They had a whole fight. Naruto literally hit Toneri with a Rasengan, literally got him with uppercuts and everything else. But I never understood why people say that he one-shot Toneri.
All right, so I'm gonna say this, right? I'm gonna respond to multiple things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna respond to multiple things. Firstly, for the wait, what was the first
Color?
point again? I
The
forgot.
color of the chakra and KCM.
Oh yeah, the color of the chakra. Firstly, we've seen, what like Kurama's chakra looks when when it's manifested on Naruto without Naruto's influence at all. So when Naruto is not in control of the form, we've seen, you know, what he looks like. He's red completely. But when he does have control, there's elements of yellow. And the proportions don't really matter because it could just be a design choice. But the fact still remains that Naruto, without having control, shows literally it shows um the four tails, the six tails mode. The color of the chakra is just completely red. And there's like a literal episode where they showed what would have happened if Naruto was in control, right? In parallel to like in the pain arc. There's two different types of the pain arc that were animated, and those were canon. Kishimoto likes to animate, alternative scenes, right? And what would have happened if said thing was the case. So they show it in parallel, and then Naruto is in KCM fighting Pain, and he's in complete control. And then he just takes out the rods from Pain's body and things like that. So they're literally showing you in parallel what it is when Naruto is in control and when he's not. So the proportions of the color don't really matter. It just matters that if Naruto's chakra is being used, the form will, have a elements of yellow in it. And like I said, the proportions don't really matter. And what you
Okay.
said about the Naruto not one shotting Toneri, like it's not really a problem because for one, Naruto wasn't trying to kill Toneri, and secondly, he wasn't using six paths. He was just using KCM.
Naruto doesn't
So
have Sage of Six Paths powers anymore. Stated by
no, he
Hagoromo when he
does.
took it back. It was stated verbatim by Hagoromo. He does not have his chakra, for it is somewhere else. It was with, and as we know that Hagoromo gave his chakra to Naruto and Sasuke, and this is when the whole TSOs were happening, right? And he had all of the Kage and other people surround him for a circle so to summon them back. And he says, I do not have the chakra right now, for my chakra is somewhere else. And then once they sealed Kaguya, he says, okay. And then his chakra returns to him. The seals disappear from Naruto and Sakura's hand, or Naruto and Sasuke's hand. And he says, okay, I have my chakra now. I can summon them back. Get ready. So yes, his chakra did return back to him after Kaguya was summoned, as not only was it stated, but it was shown. So
All
when
right.
people say that they still have Sage's six paths powers, I'm like, it's literally not narratively or stated or shown.
All right. So I think my brother is here, and like he like disagrees, and he like wants to explain
What?
why he thinks you're wrong.
Ready? No. I said I'll tell you guys when I'm ready. If you guys want to go, you guys can go. Oh, damn. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead. So, like you said, Hagoromo collected the seals back, which would just be wrong because the seals don't inherently mean that that's six bats. Six bats is the combination of all of the Buju's chakra. Hagoromo taking the seals back doesn't mean he took six bats back. If he took six
Yes, it
bats
does.
back,
Because it was literally stated when he
no, it
gave
doesn't.
the chakra away, when he gave the Sage of Six Paths chakra, his own chakra, to Naruto and Sasuke, it
So
formed the seals. It formed the sun and moon on their hands when he gave
the
his
seals
chakra
are
to
just to
them.
fuel Kaguya. If what you're saying is correct, then his six pack shouldn't have been possible after the fight with Kaguya. He would have continued using Buju Sage mode. So why didn't he do that?
What do you mean? Who
So
did you say is wrong?
basically, yeah. So basically, right, the seals that Hagoromo gave them was specifically to seal Kaguya. The seals are not six bats themselves because six bats has been consistently described as having all the tailed beast chakra in one place. If this, the six bats energy was dependent on the seals, after the fight with Kaguya, Naruto wouldn't have been able to use the form again, but he did against Sasuke with the Truth Seeker orbs. So the form isn't dependent on the seals.
Then I guess you can. I understand that part, but I guess you can just chalk it up to a little bit amount of Sage of Six Paths being left over. But again, it's
No,
still stated. It's no. Again,
in the
it's still
novel,
stated and it is still shown that Hagoromo said himself, "My chakra has returned to me now. I now have enough chakra." And this is
okay,
when the seals, the signs of the seals, left Naruto and Sasuke's hand, and before they left their hands, he says, "I don't have enough chakra." The seals leave Naruto and Sasuke's hand, appear back onto Hagoromo, and he now gets all of his chakra back. And he says, verbatim, "I now have enough chakra. Get ready, everybody. We're gonna bring them back now." So how do they not correlate when before he had this, Hagoromo had the seals back on his hand, he says, "I don't have my chakra." Then when they appear back on his hand, he now states, "I have my chakra now." So they do correlate. They are with each other. If Naruto and Sasuke, yes, he still uses the Truth Seeker orbs and everything else, right? We can just chalk that up to, hey, they have left over Sage of Six Path Chakra, just a little bit amount, but not enough.
Okay. So can I continue?
Go ahead.
So if you read the Shikamaru novels, it literally states that Naruto still possesses six paths. You can read it. I can even send it to you. It clearly states that Naruto can use six paths, and he shows it by fighting Delta, still using the lava style Rasen Shuriken, and even in the fight with
That
Ishiki, he
using
entered
a
six
lava
paths.
style Rasen Shuriken has nothing to do with Sage of Six Paths.
Yes, it does. That
No, it
is what
doesn't.
six paths explain. Six paths is the combination of all the tailed beasts.
so if you remember in the fight again, like
If
the fight
you
with
can
Naruto
get
and
the
Sasuke,
chakra from a tailed beast, you can use their power. That is not a Sage of
Yes.
Six Paths thing.
Yes.
Just
no, no,
as
no,
if you have
That literally.
Shikaku, no, if I have Shikaku inside of me and I use a Sand Rasengan, that doesn't mean I have Sage of Six Paths powers. That means I'm just using the
all right.
chakra of
So,
said beast to
let
do
me
so.
explain something to you. Do you know that six bats is literally just ten tails Jinchuriki? That's literally what six bats is. Ten tails Jinchuriki. If you somehow get the power of all the tailed beasts, you will have six bats, regardless of Hagoromo's help. Hagoromo is a ten tails Jinchuriki. He was a ten tails Jinchuriki. So yes, he does have six bats. The seals are not, something that is to be depended on. Madara, when he absorbed, the God Tree, which is basically a ten tails, turning into a tree, he got six bats. That literally six path is just being a ten tails Jinchuriki. When Obito got, the ten tails, he got six paths. So
Naruto isn't
when
a ten tails Jinjuriki.
so you don't have to necessarily absorb the ten tails itself because the ten tails, right? Like, how do I explain this? Sasuke explains that Naruto is now the Jinchuriki for all the tailed beasts, which is in a way ten tails chakra because he has all ten tailed beast chakra. He has, even if it's only a little bit of their chakra, he still has access to their type of. It's just like having 10 numbers: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
You
9,
know that
10.
the world that
And
they're
each
all
of
in,
those numbers,
Even in the fight with Ishiki, variant mode, Naruto literally states to Kurama that what is different about this form. He literally says he has six paths, Biju mode. He mentioned all the transformations he has used, and Kurama told him this is different. So Naruto still has six paths. He literally stated it.
the thing
stating
is,
what you
literally,
have used in the past has nothing to do with what you have currently.
no, no,
Naruto
no, like he
verbatim
verbatim just says he had six
and
paths.
six path literally has a design.
Burma
Like
states,
if you
Naruto, you
if you're
still have
arguing
Sage's
that
Six Paths powers. He says that verbatim.
yes, he did in
Can
the
you pull it up?
manga.
Yeah,
Because I've
I
never
don't
heard
have
that.
like
I read
Naruto
that
saying
fight.
to
I do
myself.
not remember this.
Number wait, I still want to add up a point. Are you claiming that he was using Biju Sage Mode against Ishiki?
What do you Bijou Sage Mode?
Like,
Like,
what form do you
are you
think
talking
he was
about
using
like
against Ishiki?
ACM and Sage Mode?
Wrong. I
I'm
heavily
asking a
disagree.
question.
Okay, you're asking a question. Let me
No, because
answer.
I'm trying to because I don't know what when you say Bijou Sage Mode. I want to clarify.
Biju,
You're asking did he use
Biju
KCM
Sage Mode
plus
is
Sage
like,
Mode?
yeah, KCM is like a different form. It's like the base version of Naruto being in controls of the Nine Tails. You understand? Biju mode is like when Naruto and Kurama are in partnership, like they agree with each other. When
That's
you add
people
Biju,
just refer to that as KCM two, but I just call it KCM,
yeah,
so I
you can,
don't have to
yeah,
change the
you
number
can.
two.
Okay, that's the most. Okay, I understand now. It's the most popular name. Yeah. So like when
Yeah,
he adds Sage mode on top of that, that's what you call KCM2 Sage mode or Biju Sage mode. You understand?
yeah.
So like he used the form against Toneri, and you can clearly see that he has the pigmentations around his eye. But when he fights Momoshiki, Ishiki, like there are no pigmentations around his eye at all. Like it's literally shown. Like that's the way it is.
So
And
against Toneri, he had no pigmentation, but against the
no,
Otsutsuki,
against Toneri, he had pigmentations around his
he
eye.
had
You can see.
pigmentation, but
Yeah,
afterwards he did not.
yeah, he did not.
So what is the point of that?
That I'm trying to make.
Yeah,
Yeah. So like there are clearly differences between the forms, and the later forms I'm talking about, like the form he used to fight Ishiki and Momoshiki, that is six paths.
The thing is that the Truth Seeker orbs were like destroyed. All of them were destroyed.
I can account for all of them being used.
yeah. But if
Yeah,
Sage's
like he
six pass
used all
mode,
of them up in
that
the fight.
allowed you to create more. They don't just spawn in for the very first
No,
time and then you can never use them again.
it's never been shown that a six path user who gets rid of his truth seeking orbs can get them back. It's never been shown.
Kaguya.
Kaguya can create truth seeking orbs. She's an Otsutsuki.
The thing is, like, the Truth Seeker orbs is
Naruto and
like,
Sasuke are Otsutsuki.
No, they're not. There's a clear
Yes, they
distinction.
are.
They called Boruto and Otsutsuki.
So let
Clearly,
me
like,
ask you a question. In the current Boruto manga, Sasuke,
yeah,
why does he still know that Boruto is Naruto's kid?
he doesn't know for sure that Boruto is Naruto's kid. He just
Then
he's
why
just
does he
taking
follow him?
Sadra's word. He's just taking Sadra's word for it because he believes his daughter.
like Sasuke naturally, suspects that something is going
Yeah.
on because Sadara knows what's going on, and she's like, "Dad, you have to
Sadara is
believe
not
me."
an
And she awakened
Otsutsuki.
them and get
So
their
how does she
Sharingan.
know?
And the thing is, Sadara awakened the Mangekyo Sharingan, and Sasuke was like, "Nah, this isn't normal. What I see is not, clear to me. I'll just believe you because you're my daughter," and that's why he's not killing Boruto or something like. How does Sadara know?
Like it has not been explained yet. You understand? Like I don't know why she knows, but she just knows. It hasn't been explained. The manga is still ongoing.
Even his sister, Boruto's sister, doesn't even know that Boruto is her brother. She believes Kawaki is her brother. That is a
That's
blood
because
relative.
that's because Ada like rewrote the Naruto franchise. Like Kawaki is Naruto's son now. She used an ability called omnipotence, and that's the
I
ability of
know
the
what
god
she
that literally.
used,
Yes.
but we're saying that these people are not Otsutsuki. Ten Tails, Jinchuriki are Otsutsukis.
Nope. Boruto is 100% Otsutsuki now. It's literally stated in the manga. Like there
Yeah,
was
that's
no.
because Momoshiki completely rewrote his entire DNA to
Yes.
keep him
Yeah.
alive. Which is
So
stupid
there's
because Momoshiki could have just revived himself.
no. I don't think
He
that's how it
could've.
works. If Momoshiki could do that, he would have done that.
Narratively,
I think
he
Momoshiki
absolutely
just
could.
makes decisions.
There's no
Like the
reason
argument
why
you're
he could
making.
not have just revived, and that would have also made the body revive as well.
like the argument you're making is like saying like Momoshiki has the ability to stop time, but why didn't he? Like he had the ability, but he didn't use it against Naruto and Sasuke, where he clearly needed it. So like
It's just like a choice thing.
it's just like a choice thing. You know, he has like a god complex or something.
Yeah, so I would say, right, I would say we're, the solid scaling for Naruto is like I just think it's the Toneri, arc, and I think it's really not deniable because the Tensegon is literally a monster. Okay, so look at this, right? You know, fucking the Rain Village was it the Cloud Village? They were gonna blow up the moon, like gathering chakra from like 100 shinobi and gathering, the chakra for like, is it like an hour or so?
Yeah.
So,
No, they already charged it.
so they charged, the chakra. So Naruto, Naruto in the war arc, he was able to like power thousands of shinobi by over 3 times.
Not Naruto.
So I
That was
don't
Kurama's
agree
chakra that was able to
with.
do that. Not
Yeah,
Naruto's
yeah,
chakra.
but the thing is, Naruto is Kurama's Jinchuriki, so it doesn't matter if it's Kurama's chakra. Like Kurama
Yeah.
is not. Wait, what was I saying? It doesn't matter. It's just like saying, oh, since the being that possessed me, you know, it's his power being used, then I don't have access to it. It's not really a coherent argument because
I
in
mean,
the
you can
end,
have access to someone else's power, but it's still not your power.
yeah, 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 but he's still able to use it freely.
And he beat the Nine Tails in Sage Mode.
The thing is, Naruto was stronger than the Nine Tails. He had to
Wait,
beat
was
the
it?
Nine Tails in his mind. Remember the time where
No, he
Naruto fought
didn't.
the?
Naruto did not beat Kurama. No.
Yeah, he did.
In a
Remember when
one
he
on
unlocked?
one, a one on one when no one was helping him, he was getting literally overtaken. No one was able. He was not able to stop Kurama. You know who was able to stop
Yeah,
Kurama? Kushina putting him down, and then you had Yamato holding back Kurama so that Naruto had. You had an entire squad helping Naruto to literally defeat Kurama. Naruto did
I'm
not
not
defeat
saying
Kurama.
that like Naruto is stronger than Kurama, like, but he did box with him. Like,
he didn't instantly die when he got hit by Kurama, and that's just the point. You need to understand, like, we don't necessarily scale for being above something. We just scale relativity. So when you say that, oh, Naruto didn't one shot Toneri, I'm like, okay, but they were still relative, and at the point Naruto wasn't trying to kill Toneri. He was just trying to stop him. If Naruto was trying to kill Toneri, he would have killed Toneri pretty easily. The thing is, like, Naruto powered, like, because the units of the shinobi that were left in the, Madara fight,
I know that
because
we're getting like
the beginning was like
extremely off topic. So I know that like we went from talking about Toneri being planetary, but he never affected or destroyed a planet with anything that he was doing.
yeah,
Toneri
but
also
that's
at
not the
no
only
point
that's not the
affected the
only
moon or destroyed the moon
qualification.
itself.
Yeah, that's not the only qualification for being planet level.
Yes, it is to scale your any character. You have to either affect, like actively affect. And this is what I tell people when I talk about scaling. If you want to take a statement to be 100% true, there has to be absolutely no feat to contradict it. So if someone uses their strongest feat and it does not destroy a fucking planet, it does not destroy whatever they are on, then they cannot perform a feat higher than that just because there's a statement that they can.
So
So
I want to ask you a question.
for example,
I want to ask you a
Toneri is
question
able to
before you
destroy a
go.
planet. So the statement that Toneri is able to destroy a planet, but his strongest attack possible only slice the moon in half. Clearly, the statement is wrong, and the feat shows that he is only able to be like small moon level. That is it.
Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna tell you why the example is bad. First of all, Toneri wasn't trying to destroy the moon. He was trying to cut Naruto in half. Like he was trying to attack Naruto,
And that was
and then
still his
Naruto
strongest
somehow.
attack.
It wasn't. No, that wasn't his strongest attack. I don't know where you got that from. Maybe a guide that I just haven't seen, but there is no actual
Okay, then
statement that
then
that is
show
his strong,
Toneri's strongest attack that he's ever done. Show it.
his strongest attack to make the
Show. I
claim.
want to
That's
see Toneri's strongest attack.
no, like I'm saying, like I don't have to show his strongest attack to make the claim that that isn't his strongest attack.
Then if you have no evidence that that is not his strongest attack and that's the strongest attack he's ever shown, you cannot say otherwise.
No,
Because then you're just going off of then you're just going straight
No,
up as a
because-
biased person instead of going off of the facts and statements shown.
Okay, so because of the fact that it's never stated to be his strongest attack, I'm being safe and not claiming that it is, and you're claiming that it's his strongest attack, but there is no real evidence for it because the absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. So just because his strongest attack hasn't been shown doesn't imply that an
Then
attack
prove it.
he used that
And
just
prove
because
he's able to destroy a planet or affect a planet. Show it with a
So,
feat because
you know, I
a
was
statement
saying
can
before.
only be true if there is no feat to contradict it. So if someone
So-
uses one of their most powerful attacks and the most it does is quite literally split a moon in half. Even if
Okay,
you say
so
that their
what if-
strongest attack is 2 times that amount of force that they just did on a previous attack, sure. Guess what? That's still only that's still not moon level.
Okay, so basically, what I would say is Toneri slicing the moon in half could literally just be him trying to, creating an attack, right? And then the thing is, the entire direction is also an important thing to consider. For
You
example,
also
if
see
I
Toneri
have,
use that same move 2 times against Naruto. Why would he use the same move
so-
if it's not his strongest attack and he already seen that Naruto tanked it before and took no damage? Why would he use the
basically-
exact same attack? Because it's his strongest
No,
attack. It's the
because-
best thing he has against Naruto.
No,
Besides the TSOs, and the TSOs did nothing.
because he could just add more power to that attack. He could just pump more chakra into that
But if he
attack.
has a better attack that is far stronger, just by
Yeah, but like you're presupposing
why
that
would you not
Toneri's
use a
intention.
stronger attack?
So you're presupposing that Toneri's intention was to destroy the moon, but his whole
No,
entire thing
I
is to
said,
destroy.
why didn't he use a stronger attack on Naruto if the same attack he used for a second time, the first time he used it, did absolutely nothing to Naruto? Why would he use the
Yeah, but
exact same attack?
I'm
at
saying
all?
that he could just add more power into that same attack. It's just like
Okay, so
Goku
he
uses
did that for a
Kamehameha.
second time and then it did not affect or destroy the moon.
But he
saying that
added
he
more
wanted
power. So
to.
let me explain
But
this
guess
for
what?
you, right?
When
Goku used the
Boruto used his
Kamehameha.
Rasengan, when Boruto used his Rasengan on Code, he was not trying to destroy the planet or affect the planet. But guess what? The move itself, by accident, was going to destroy the planet. It was currently
Yeah,
affecting
and that's
the planet
just a denotation
on
of the
accident.
power of the
So
move. That's just a denotation of
Toneri
the
does not have to intentionally affect or destroy the planet or the
Yeah,
moon.
He does. He does.
Yes, he does.
He
You don't-
does.
Okay,
There
again,
has to be
okay.
an
So
intention.
you're telling me that that Boruto intentionally tried to destroy the planet?
No, I'm not. I'm saying it's not a necessity because you can have a situation where the outcome or the output of your attack without your influence or not necessarily with your intentions can have, the ability to destroy the planet. For example, I can
Okay.
have an attack that releases so much energy that even the attack existing can destroy the planet. It's not necessarily my intention to destroy the planet. So I'm saying Toneri didn't have the intention to destroy the moon. That wasn't his intention. The entire intention was to protect the moon. So he missed Naruto, and the attack split the moon in half. That doesn't mean the attack caps it. It doesn't mean that his power caps it, splitting the moon in half level.
The attack
that
did not
would
miss
logically
Naruto. The
follow.
attack hit Naruto.
What?
Both attacks that he used, the 2 same attacks, the one that split the moon, hit Naruto.
Yeah, but that it doesn't still defeat my point. Because my
The
point
first
is to say
time,
that-
it just split the moon. The second time, he put more power into it to hurt Naruto, to defeat Naruto, and it did not affect the moon.
yeah, because
It
he
did
wasn't
not destroy
targeting the moon.
Again,
Yeah,
and
because
we've already made this discussion.
no, he
We
wasn't
do
targeting
the
the moon the
character
second
does not
time.
intentionally need to
Yo,
try and
Divine,
perform a feat to
Divine,
destroy or affect the moon.
Divine. So
Because
are you
Boruto
arguing
did
that the
not
second attack is
intentionally,
weaker than
again,
the first?
okay, just listen to this real quick. Boruto did not try and intentionally destroy the planet or affect the planet. It was on accident, but he was still able to affect it and almost destroy it on accident. It was not his intention, right?
So that's
So
just a
Toneri
demonstration of its
has
power.
the power to destroy the moon and to destroy the planet, regardless. So stop bringing up, oh, he didn't intentionally do it. Stop saying that, because that's not what I'm saying. If he had the power to do so, then when he did it the first time and it just split the moon, cool. That's his strongest attack that we've seen. Then he used the exact same attack. And if you use the same attack instead of a stronger one when you are actively trying to destroy your opponent, that means you're using your strongest attack. So now Toneri is putting more power into his strongest attack, and it did not affect the moon or destroy the moon. Again, he does not have to intentionally
Yeah, but he wasn't
try and do
targeting
that.
the moon though.
It could have been
The second
on
time.
accident. And again, these shockwaves did not affect the moon. Anything affect the moon? None of it. So you cannot scale him to moon. You cannot scale him to planetary based off of a statement when feats contradict the statement.
All right, so I have the perfect example for this. Remember when Naruto slapped away, 5 tailed beast bombs, and those tailed beast bombs destroyed mountains?
Yeah.
So in the final valley when Naruto and Sasuke fought, Naruto had more of a hard time dealing with Sasuke's Goroku Fireball, which doesn't even have that much destructive capacity, but it had a higher attack potency. So I'm saying Toneri doesn't have to intend. Like Toneri's, first of all, right? Toneri in the
Jutsu and
second.
Naruto are not AP moves. I don't know why people keep on saying that. AP moves
What?
have no area of effect. They have none. DC
So I'm
moves
saying-
are area of effect moves. So if your
So
fireball
what type
jutsu
of- what type
will
of move
destroy
is
a
Toneri's
fucking
move?
forest, it is a DC move. It has nothing to do with
So
your
what
AP.
type of move is Toneri's move? The one he used to split the moves, the AP or DC?
That's a DC move. It's an area of effect.
Oh, okay. So it's an area of effect, but like I thought you were arguing for the fact that it didn't affect the fucking planet, the fucking moon. Like it didn't destroy the moon or it didn't affect the planet. Like what I'm
It didn't
saying.
destroy the moon. I literally said it's a small moon level feat. I said that multiple
Yeah,
times.
what I'm saying is that just because you perform, a specific level does not mean you cap at that level, especially when your
Okay,
intention
then
is
prove
not
they're
to.
above that level.
No, I'm saying the intention was not to destroy and I already gave you an argument to explain why they would be,
Your
planet
argument
level
is
above.
subjective. It goes against what was stated and shown.
No, it's not subjective because it's quite literally verbatim shown that the Tensei Gun protects the moon from being destroyed when it hits the Earth. Naruto
Okay,
destroyed
so
the Tensei
if
Gun
you said it's
base.
verbatim shown, did the moon hit the Earth and survive?
So it doesn't have to happen. It's the implication.
Okay, so
An
if it
implication.
did not happen, you can't say that it will literally be this way. When,
Okay,
quite
so
literally,
you know what an
he
implication
sliced
is?
the moon in half. The Tensengon was
Yeah,
supposed to allow the moon to survive a planetary attack, but a move he used split the moon.
All right. So what I'm
You guys are
saying
saying
is
he's
that
planetary.
okay,
Why
so
did a
it's not
planetary
mutually
move
exclusive.
split the moon when the moon should have been able to survive a planetary attack? That makes no sense.
Bro, then it's a planetary attack. It's a planetary attack. If the moon couldn't survive it, then it's above moon level. And the thing is, it wasn't a unidirectional pattern. It wasn't, the attack wasn't formed in a way that was going to blow up the entire moon. It was a unidirectional attack. It had cutting intention. It wasn't made like a key blast to blow up the planet. It was intentionally made to cut. So the fact that it cut the moon
doesn't
in half
matter.
pretty
Again, a
easily
planet.
does not mean
I don't think you
that
understand.
Toneri capped at
I
moon
don't think you
level.
understand.
I can,
Planetary
okay, so let me
energy
ask you a
of
question. Let me ask you a
destruction,
question first. Divine. Let me ask you a
regardless of
question.
if it's precise or not, it is still planetary energy.
Yo, Divine, let me ask you a question. So if, for example, Goku or Vegito, let's say Vegito, right? If Vegito uses his blade, like the blade he does,
and extends it to the length of a planet because obviously he has more than that amount of ki, and then he cuts the planet in half, right? Does that mean that Vegeto's cutting beam caps at, planet cutting level? I just wanted a straight answer, yes or no.
Well, it'd be nice if you use two verses that actually apply.
Okay, no, it's an example, and I just want to hear your answer for that example.
Well, for one, I can't give you the right answer because the answer that you're looking for doesn't work. The example you gave does not work because you used a literal anime, and I'm actually going to explain this. So let me fully explain. Don't interrupt me. In
All right.
Dragon Ball, a ki blast, a small ki blast, can destroy the moon. But why does that same output that is significantly higher on billions of times of levels not destroy a fucking village when it hits the ground? Because it's called ki control. Now, see, in Naruto, that's not the fucking case. A Rasengan is going to do exactly what a Rasengan does. It is going to destroy whatever is hit, right? It'll always be one thing. You have a low output on the Rasengan, it is still an AOE attack. It'll still cause an area of effect. If you decide to put more into the Rasengan, it's going to make more of an AOE effect. That is always the case. That it'll never change. That is what is stated. That is what is shown. It'll never change because that is the facts. For Dragon Ball,
so you're basically
ki
you're
blast
arguing that
on a
there's no,
power level of
chakra control?
130. No, listen to this. A ki blast that is a power level of 130 can blow up the moon. A same 130 power level ki blast cannot destroy a fucking village because it's called ki control. The two animes are not the same when it comes to their power systems and how the shit works.
All right, but what I'm gonna tell you is you didn't really answer my question. First thing I said. So imagine a situation where Roshi being able to destroy the moon in a blast, right, is billions and upon billions of times weaker than Vegito. But if Vegito cuts the planet in half with his, blade, I'm asking, does it mean that that specific attack that he used to cut the planet caps at fucking, planet cutting level? And that was because it was an example. I'm not necessarily trying to make an equality, like a direct one-to-one equality. I'm trying to give an example. So I'm using
For
this
Dragon
as an
Ball,
example
no, because the
it's
ki
close.
that's put into that attack is far greater than planetary.
All right, but wait, what?
The ki sword that Vegito used against Buhan is that ki sword that, like as you mentioned, if you extended it and cut the planet in half, is it just small planetary sword like attack level? No, because the power that is put into it is far greater. Again, that has nothing to do with Toneri, because what his is, it's not the same. Because Naruto and Dragon Ball do not work the same. So you cannot use the two power systems as if they are the same.
So you're basically arguing that there's no, area of effect in Naruto.
I said that there's area of effect. I literally mentioned the Rasengan
But
as
what
an
about
example.
the Chidori though?
Chidori? That's a precise move. As stated.
But like, what's the problem with, like, why does it being precise like have any relevance? Because the Chidori clashes with the Rasengan on multiple occasions, but it doesn't have the same damage or area of effect, but it still clashes with the Rasengan. So that's a denotation, right? That's an example of an attack that has the same amount of attack potency, but not necessarily the same amount of destructive capacity. So that's a denotation. So Toneri having an attack that doesn't do as much damage as fucking perceived to be able to do doesn't imply that said attack is now automatically below said level. Because, like I said, Toneri was not trying.
You prove that it is above it.
Well, like I said the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence, right? I said Toneri wasn't trying to destroy the moon. So
okay, then prove that it's planetary.
Yeah, I already gave you the argument for him being
Well, you
planetary.
didn't.
At one point in the movie, he quite literally gathers chakra in his hand and says, "I'll destroy the earth with the light of justice," and the light is in his hand. So, like I'm
So for
saying,
some reason, he didn't just go straight to the Earth right then and there and destroy the planet. Instead, he
you're
decided to
arguing
keep on
that.
talking to everybody else.
So you're arguing that the feed contradicts the statement. I'm arguing that that's not the case because,
And
for
prove it.
one, yeah, I'm proving it right now. So for one,
No, to prove
Toneri's
no. When you prove something, you have to prove that the feat is wrong because there's another feat to actually back up the statement, right? That's
no,
how
I
you
don't. No, I
prove.
don't have to
You don't
do
prove
that.
it by just talking and spewing out all the
No,
things you want to say, and
you know what?
that may
You know
sound
what
pretty good.
logical
That's not
evidence
how you
is?
do it.
You know what logical evidence is? You know that logical evidence is sufficient for any
I'm
form of
going to give you
argument.
a great example, and I don't think there's a greater example I can possibly give. If it states that Piccolo is unable to destroy the moon, right? My bad. Let's
Mhm.
actually say this. Let's say Piccolo is able to destroy the moon, but he goes, "This is my strongest attack with all my power put into it." And you know what it does? Only destroys a continent. If I tell you, nope, he's still able to destroy the moon, guys, he's able to destroy the moon, there's nothing you guys can say because there's a statement. To prove that he's able to destroy the fucking moon, there has to be a feat greater than the one that he did that only destroyed a continent. That is how I prove that he's still able to destroy the moon to back
But
up the
I
statement.
disagree. I
For you
disagree.
to back up the statement that he's able to destroy the planet or be able to destroy the moon, you have to have a feat of him actively destroying or actively affecting the moon. My bad, the planet. Affecting or
So
destroying the planet. You have to have that feat so that it
so
is backed up by the statement because there is a feat to
so
contradict it.
so I'm saying, right, what was the intention of Piccolo using the strongest attack?
I said I'm using that as an example.
Yeah, but like the example has to be very specific because you said there's a statement where Piccolo stated to be capable of destroying the moon, and then in another scene he showed
There
using the
actually
strongest
wasn't a
attack.
statement that he was able to destroy the moon. He just destroyed the moon.
No.
It never verbatim
I'm saying
stated
in
that
your
Vegeta or
example. I'm
Piccolo was
saying
able
in
to
your
destroy the moon,
example.
or or Piccolo destroyed
No,
the moon.
I'm
He
saying
just did.
in your example,
Yep.
you say that if there's a statement of Piccolo being able to destroy the moon, and then he's able to, in his strongest attack that he demonstrates, only destroys a continent. I'm saying, what was the intention of him using the strongest attack? Was he fighting someone? Was he trying to save the Earth from, a villain or something? Because I don't see a situation where Piccolo would actually actively, make an attack that would destroy the Earth or the moon or whatever, or do moon level damage to the Earth. I don't see a situation like that happening. So I
Again,
don't think the
that
example
means
is.
absolutely nothing. If his strongest attack is going to hit the Earth, it is going to cause the same amount of impact as a moon.
How?
It should.
But
How?
so basically, you are arguing because you're using Dragon Ball as an example. And as you already said before, Dragon Ball and Naruto have
Yeah, but I'm
different
using this
powers.
as an example. Holy fuck, dude, you don't listen. It's like, dude, if you cannot comprehend that I'm saying that this is an example, and you're trying to say, oh, well, you said earlier that they have good key controls, so they're able to use a moon or a planetary amount of energy to destroy the planet, but it's not going to destroy it because of key control. I use this as a fucking hypothetical. If you cannot understand what a hypothetical is, don't fucking talk. This is
Bro,
honestly more annoying than anything. So I'm gonna stop this right here. I'm going to say this one time, and if you cannot do it, you cannot prove it. There is a statement that Toneri is able to destroy the planet, right?
Mhm.
He used his strongest attack. Then he put more power into his strongest attack. Not now, both of those attacks were unable to affect the moon or destroy the moon, or affect the planet or destroy the planet. If you cannot show a feat that contradicts those two
Bro, what
feats
was
shown,
the intention, bro? You're ignoring the
if
intention.
you
Was
cannot
the
show a
intention to
feat
destroy the moon
right
or the
now
planet?
that Toneri affected the planet or destroyed a planet or affected the moon and was going to destroy the moon, he's neither moon level or planetary. Go
Yeah, but
ahead.
I'm asking you, what was the intention? Was
Go
the
ahead.
intention to destroy the moon or the
Boruto's
planet?
intention was not able. Boruto's intention was not to destroy the planet, but he was going to destroy the planet on accident.
But did he destroy the planet?
He was actively destroying it on accident,
Yeah, but where's
and it
the
was not
demonstration?
intentional.
Where's the demonstration that he was actually actively destroying it? Because it's
It's
just a
literally
statement.
stated.
Yeah, but it's just a statement. By who? Kashin Koji? I
Statement
could say
backed
that's a
by
knowledge claim.
feats.
I could say that's a knowledge claim.
You have to prove it.
Said,
Go
"Do
ahead,
you
prove
want
it.
to destroy
Prove
the
that's a
planet
knowledge claim.
instantly?" He didn't say you were destroying the
Okay,
planet.
so basically, Kashin Koji did not say he was destroying it actively.
Yes, he
That's a
did.
straw man for the scam. He said, "Do you want to instantly destroy the planet?" Because he could feel the amount of energy in the Rasengan, and he knows, he knows those levels of energy. So even if
Again,
you want to argue,
you're
yeah,
just like Goku versus Beerus. They were actively destroying the universe. Oh my goodness! If they keep on doing this, the universe is going to be erased. It's going to be gone. One more hit and it's going to be gone, and then it gets nullified. I wonder what that means. It means that they were still actively destroying it. Guess what? Boruto was actively destroying it. Unless you have a feat or a statement to contradict it, your
yeah.
opinion
But
means nothing.
where was
So I'm
it
going to
stated
say
that
this
he
one
was
last time,
actively
and I am not
destroying
going to repeat myself. Again, I'm not going to repeat myself. I'm not going to go in this circle. So if you cannot
it? Yeah, but
show me this,
I'm just asking,
I'm
where
done.
was it
Again,
stated?
I'm not going to respond to you any further
Yeah,
once I say
but
this one
I'm
last
just
time.
saying, where was it stated that
It was
he was
stated that
actively destroying the
Toneri.
planet?
It was stated that
I told
Toneri
you
was able
what
to
the
destroy the
scan
planet.
verbatim says.
So, and
The
then
scan
Toneri,
verbatim
with his
says
strongest
you
move,
want to
was only able to split the planet. Then when Toneri put more power into that
not the
same
planet,
move,
the
which was his
moon,
strongest move, it was not able to affect the moon or destroy the moon. It was not able
because
to
that
affect
wasn't
the
the
planet or
intention.
destroy the planet. So,
Because that wasn't the
because his
intention.
feats contradicted the statement, that means that he's not moon level and he's not planetary. Now, with a feat is the only way for you to prove he's either moon or planetary. Show me the feat of him affecting a moon, affecting a planet, or destroying a moon, or destroying a planet. Go ahead.
All right, so I'm gonna just tell you, by the way, my response already suffices for this because it's verbatim, not the intention of Toneri to destroy the moon. So I don't see why him using an attack against Naruto, right? I don't see why the
He didn't want
intention
to
is.
destroy the moon, but he cut the moon in half. That's a
Yeah,
contradiction.
It wasn't his
it
intention.
wasn't his intention. It was an accident.
His intention was
And then he uses the
His
same move and
intention is
puts
to
more
kill
power
Naruto.
behind it.
Okay. So do you agree that Toneri's whole thing was to protect the moon while the
I'm
Earth
not
was
saying anything further until you show me the evidence.
no, because that would be halting the dialectic.
I'm not
That
saying
would be
anything further
intellectual.
until you show the evidence.
But that's intellectual dishonesty because I'm asking you if
I'm
Toneri's
not
intention
saying
was to
anything
destroy
else
the
until
moon.
you show the evidence.
That's intellectual dishonesty. You know what
You can say
intellectual
that.
dishonesty?
You can say that. That's fine.
Yeah,
Sure.
but okay,
You can say that.
okay, that would okay. So basically, that would be you conceding to the fact that you are being intellectually dishonest.
Are
So
you
I'm
going to
sorry.
show the evidence or not?
So, bro, I already gave you an analogy, bro. Analogies
An
exist for a
analogy
reason.
is not evidence.
For example, if I wanted to prove the existence of God, would I physically show you God existing, or would I give you logical evidence as to why God exists?
I'm gonna give everybody who's watching this live right now an analogy, a perfect analogy. Okay, Kid Goku. It's stated that Saiyans are boundless, so that means that Goku, as a kid with a power level of 5, as soon as he was born, was able to destroy the universe, able to destroy Whis and Beerus all at once in a just
But that would be
instantly.
taking
The
boundless out
statement
of
is that
context.
Saiyans have boundless power, bottomless battle power, and infinite potential. Because of those three statements throughout the anime and manga and the video game, it means that a Goku as a power level 5 could have destroyed the universe whenever he felt like it. And there's nothing anybody can say because my analogy is correct.
That is a false analogy. You know what a false
Oh
analogy
my
is?
goodness. I thought analogies, guys, apparently
Okay,
analogies
okay.
are
So
wrong. I thought
you're
analogies are
basically
proof.
you're straw
I thought
manning,
analogies are
bro.
evidence.
Oh my god, bro! Don't tell me this is what you actually think. You're straw manning my point. There are
You literally said
analogies,
you
and
use an
analogies
analogy
have.
as evidence, so I use an analogy as
Okay. I
evidence, and you're
said
saying that's wrong.
because I'm saying that my analogy is correct. Obviously, false analogies
And
exist.
I'm saying my analogy is correct.
Yeah, but I'm telling you that that's ignoring the context. If you don't give the context, then you can't make that analogy. That's why it's a false analogy because you're taking the word
Nope.
boundless out of
Well, yours is a
context.
false analogy
How?
Because I said so, just as you said so.
No, because I gave a reasoning as to why your analogy is false. You can't just make the claim that mine is false
But
with no
mine is
evidence.
actually stated throughout the entire show and manga. So
that what?
mine has more evidence than yours.
No, because the context is their potential, not their actual raw power, and it's
No,
actually
it's
shown.
stated verbatim. They have bottomless battle power.
Yeah, okay, so the context
Not infinite
is
potential. There is another statement of infinite potential,
Okay,
but
okay.
again, there is a verbatim statement
So,
of bottomless
okay.
battle power.
Okay, so like I said, the context of that statement is not actual power, because when they do measure their power,
That's nice.
it shows that their power levels are finite. Do you agree with that? Do you
It's
agree
not
with the
about
fact
the
that
topic.
an
I'm
average
still waiting for the
Saiyan?
Toneri
Do you agree
topic.
with the fact that an
Still
average
waiting for the
Saiyan has a
Toneri
finite
topic.
power level?
Still waiting for the evidence for Toneri.
Okay, so I'm just gonna ask you a couple questions. Do you agree with the fact that an average Saiyan has a finite power level?
I'm still waiting for the Toneri.
Okay, so
Evidence.
you're being intellectually dishonest, bro.
I mean, you can say that, sure. That's your
Okay,
that's your
okay.
opinion.
So divine. If we don't derive a conclusion, there was no point in this whatsoever. Like, you have to actually be open minded and not, have some sort of hate bias towards a certain character. Like, because it sounds like you have a hate bias because you started going off and telling me that I can't fucking listen, or you were basically going off against me. And I personally, I thought you were more chill than this, but you're getting too emotional about this. Honestly, my point
It's
was to
not
say that
emotional.
it
It's
wasn't.
just irritating.
It's not okay. So my point was to say that it's not Toneri's intention to destroy the moon. That was not his intention, and it's
It
verbatim
doesn't matter if
shown.
it's his intention or not.
Yeah,
We've already
yeah.
went over this. We went over
Yeah.
this.
Okay, what did we go over? Because
I
I've
literally
responded
said
to
stop mentioning it's his intention or not. It doesn't matter if he has an intention to destroy the moon or affect the moon. It doesn't matter if he has an intention to destroy the planet or affect the planet. A DC move is an AOE move. There is nothing that will change that. And if you add in more power, it's going to cause a bigger AOE.
Do you
Toneri
agree?
put
Do you
in
agree
more
that an
power,
AP
and it
move
did
can
not
cause damage?
affect or destroy the moon. It did not
All
affect
right.
or destroy the planet.
First of
There.
all, I'm gonna ask you two questions.
And that is
I'm gonna
my
ask you
reason.
two
No, no,
questions.
no. That is my reason for bringing up Boruto. Boruto,
Okay,
with his
okay. I get it.
affected the planet.
I just want to
But
ask you a
his
question.
intention, no, his intention was not to affect the planet or destroy the planet. That was not Boruto's intention. So it does not matter if you have an AOE attack in Naruto that is able to affect or destroy something, it will affect and destroy something. Again, an AOE attack, regardless if you have the
Okay.
intention or not. So
Okay, so
regardless
I'm gonna
if
respond to
Toneri had the
everything.
intention to destroy the moon or affect the moon, if his attack as an AOE attack is strong enough, it will affect or destroy it. It did
Okay.
neither. That is
Okay, so-
that is canon to Naruto verse. That is
So
not something you can
there's
disagree with.
there's three
You
things.
disagree with it, you have to
All right,
prove
bro.
that Boruto himself intentionally wanted to affect and almost destroy the planet. Go ahead.
All right, so firstly, like I said, the actual panel says, like, are you trying to destroy the planet? It doesn't give a time frame for one, and it doesn't say that he's actively trying to destroy it. Caution Koji's statement could just be in context of the fact that he believes that Boruto can destroy the planet with said attack. So that's not a point at all. Secondly, you said
It is a point. You saying that it's
Yeah,
not
okay.
makes absolutely no sense.
So
Your
you
opinion means
you
nothing.
can respond to that later. So let me make my own point. So you said that Toneri wasn't, Toneri, it doesn't matter if it's its intentions, blah, blah, blah. I'm saying, first question is, do you agree that an attack potency based attack can still have, an area of effect, but it doesn't necessarily have to be equal with the area of effect of an attack on the same level, but with more destructive capacity? That's the first question. And the second question is Toneri's
repeat the
attack
first question?
a DC or an AP attack?
Wait. Repeat the first question.
First question is, do you agree that an AP attack can still have a little area of effect? And second of all, do you agree? And second of all, is Toneri's attack a DC or an AP attack? The one he used to cut the moon.
AP attacks are never AOE attacks. Never.
What's AOE?
It's an area of effect. So let's say right now I punch. Let's say, for example, have you seen Yu Yu Hakusho?
Okay, so what I'm asking is pretty
No,
simple.
no, I'm just saying. Okay, for example, let's just use Saitama, right?
Wait, do you understand
Saitama,
my question?
okay, but you're mentioning AP, so I'm trying
No,
to
no, no, no. Like
give it.
I'm asking.
Okay.
Because I think you don't understand my question. My question is, do you think that an AP attack, an attack that
AP attacks do not have are not AOE attack. They do not perform any type of AOE. There we go. What was your second question?
Okay, so why did Sasuke's Chidori, pierce the boulder? If it's supposed to be just an AP attack.
Again, go.
Why
What's your second question?
No,
Again, what's your second question? No. You don't care for my explanation. You don't care for anything else I have to say. I stated what I stated. What's your second question again?
I'm giving a direct rebuttal to what you said. I'm asking you, why did Sasuke's Chidori pierce a boulder?
What's your second question again?
You can't ignore the first question. That's intellectual dishonesty.
It's the fact that I try to answer your first question. I ask questions
you're
to kind of
because you didn't
explain, and you
understand
literally
my
kept
first
on
question.
just not. No.
Okay, so you didn't understand my first question.
I could not. No. I could not explain.
So listen.
What I was trying to say.
Define.
You did not care about it.
You said
you just wanted me to answer.
So listen.
Whether or not I agreed or
bro.
disagreed.
Oh my
That's
god.
all you wanted to hear. That's all I'm giving you. So what is your second question? I'm not going back to the first question, no matter what you say. What is your second question?
You said AP attacks could never have area of effect. You agreed that the Chidori was an AP attack. I gave you an example of the Chidori having area of effect. So that defeats your point completely. I don't know why you're making that.
I could explain that, but I'm not going to because you don't care about an explanation.
I'll take that as a concession on the first point because you're not
at all. Not at all. You're just not smart enough to understand that. Which is why I was trying to bring up sides up, but you don't care about the explanation. You don't care about the explanation. You just want to sound right. So I said what I said. I'm not going to give the explanation. I'm not going to give examples to it because you don't care for that. Again, what is your second question?
Your example is wrong.
What is your second question?
Just give the example. Just give the example,
bro. Okay, so if you're not going to listen to me, I'll just take that as a concession on the first point because, as you said,
I don't care what you have to say. I don't care what you have to say.
Bro, question? You're taking. I thought you were chill, but you're taking this too emotional, bro. Second question is, where is the evidence that Toneri's attack? Where is it stated? Where do you get the evidence that Toneri's attack is a DC attack? Is it a DC or an AP attack?
Because when he used it, it was actually causing explosions.
Okay. Bro, I gave you an example of a Chidori, which is an AP attack having a limited amount of area of effect. It's not going to have the same area of effect of a Rasengan, but it's still going to have some area of effect. So that's why I was asking you the first question, because it's relevant to the second. So you conceded because you didn't want to give a response. You kept saying second question.
You did not want me to give a response. When I tried giving a response, you kept on saying no, and then repeating the first question. So I'm not going to give you that response.
Brother, hold on. Just give the first response. Go ahead. I'll listen to you. Go ahead. What's wrong?
Are you talking to me or Divine?
No, I'm talking to Divine. Go ahead and give your first response because you said that Tripsos does not want to listen to you, right?
He didn't. I tried to explain the reason why AP is not an AOE, and he did not. No one wanted to listen.
Just give the explanation to me. I don't care about Dripsos. I don't care. Just give it to me.
The reason why I said AP is never an AOE attack, and I said, for example, let's use Saitama, because I want to bring up Yu Yu Hakusho, but it doesn't matter about that one. But for Saitama, what does he do when he punches people? What happens? He has shock waves. Shock waves come through his AP. So the shock waves is like for his serious punch specifically. That's a DC. The shock waves are a DC. It's an AOE. But the punch, the physical punch that lands, that's an AP. You can have your punch can cause shock waves, but that doesn't mean that your punch itself is a DC move.
Right. Can I respond?
Go ahead.
I believe that all of the attacks, whether or not you like it, all of the attacks by definition have to have some type of AP.
by necessity. I don't think Gripsos is trying to tell you that that attack is DC only or AP only, so like, or vice versa. I don't think that's what he's trying to tell you. All he's trying to tell you is simply that whenever you have an attack, for example, such a punch, the punch is going to be directly affecting a character, right, or a specific area. In that specific area, you're going to have AP. But then in the surrounding, in the shockwaves, you can have both DC and also AP. That's the point. So if it's about the Chidori, and if Dripsos is showing to you how the Chidori has a specific area of effect, in that specific area of effect, you can still have a limited AP or a limited DC. So like, I'm not understanding what the problem with you guys is, honestly.
Okay, so basically he thinks Naruto is not planet level. That's just it.
It's not what?
I've already stated that the Chidori is a precise attack. I've already said that, so I
But
don't
it still has an area effect. Like when you say precise, you simply mean to say that it has a lower area of effect. That's the only mean you. That's the only thing that you could possibly say. Like, it's not like what's going to do. Is it going to hit a single cell of your body? Is it going to hit a single atom of your body? No, it's going to hit a specific part of your body, so it still has an area. Like.
So basically, the whole thing is whether or not Naruto is planet level, and I'm arguing for Naruto being planet level. I am literally shocked that because
What was your scaling? What is the feat that you use?
I use the Toneri feat.
What does he do?
It's stated that Toneri is going to like destroy the earth and whatnot, and he was gonna push. At first, what Toneri was doing was that he was gonna use the Tenseigan to protect. The Tenseigan is a massive chakra that protects the moon. So he was gonna use the Tenseigan to protect the moon from being destroyed when it hits the earth, and he was gonna hit the earth with enough force to destroy it. And in the next scene, Toneri visually gathers energy in his hands and says, "The Sage of Six Bats world has fallen into darkness. I'll destroy it with the light of justice." And he's referring to the energy in his hand. He was going to destroy the planet with that energy in his hand. And then Naruto says, "There's no way I'll let you destroy the earth." So it's a declaration of him being planet level. And he's arguing that since Toneri's attack only split the moon, that Toneri can't be planet level because what he demonstrated was not planet level. And that's what I've been arguing with him, because that's not the way to logically look at things.
Yeah, so just because you have an attack and this attack is supposed to be able to destroy the earth, but then the effect is only going to be is only going to destroy the moon, doesn't automatically mean it's only moon level. Doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I've been saying this for a while.
Maybe what you can do at best is to say that it's questionable whether or not the intention of the author was truly the one of having a planetary attack for his own character, because you will say, well, if he were to be more consistent, then he will probably be able to destroy the planet. But as long as you have a consistent narrative, with statements or other little details, the same type of details that you talked about, Dripsos, right? Then I believe that even though you don't have a direct feat, you can still use that as an argument. So if there is not a defeater for this, then the argument goes on and wins. So Divine Anime, what was your refutation to what Dripsos said? Let me get it.
The reason why I said that he's not able to do it, one, is because it's not even himself, Toneri himself, that was actually trying to do it. He had something else that was going to do it. Now,
Who was it? Who was the character?
he was going to use the moon instead of his own power. And if he had his own power to do it long before
what
the
sense
movie,
the moon? What do you mean? What do you mean he was going to use the moon?
Toneri was going to use the moon to slam into the earth to destroy the planet.
Okay, so basically he was going to throw the moon against the planet. Is that it?
Not just that, there's more. But it's stated, as Dripsaw said, that the chakra from the Tenseigan protects the entire outside of the moon and the moon itself, to make sure that the moon is not destroyed by planet levels of energy when it destroys the planet. But Toneri, with his strongest attack that we've seen, and then he puts more power into that same attack, was able to split the moon.
Right, so then that doesn't
in
prove.
what
Okay, I
sense
understand it, but him destroying the moon doesn't mean he's not capable of destroying something more. That literally doesn't follow, bro.
statements can never be contradicted by a feat? If there's a feat, hey, I can destroy a planet, but then my strongest attack and then more power I put into my strongest attack does not destroy what I said it's going to destroy. No one can say, well, it can still destroy that. There's feats to contradict the statement.
But I understand what you're trying to say, but this is simply saying, well, the DC, the destructive capacity that we're seeing, is moon level. Therefore, the AP cannot be planet level, which doesn't follow. Like you, I'm trying to understand what you're saying. So if I were to posit a situation where I'm having a character that says 100%, I'm going to destroy the planet with this attack, and then he gives this attack, and he even puts more power into this attack, and then he's not able to destroy the planet, then I would agree with you technically. But that's because the character in question made perfectly clear, he used clarity to tell you, I'm going to destroy the planet. So it's a prediction that he made that's going to happen in the near future, right? However, if you simply have a character that established that he has the power to destroy a planet with a specific attack, and then there's a quote unquote a disconnected instance, what do I mean? I mean to say that it's something that maybe happens in the same episode or in the same movie, but it's not directly connected. You know, it's not something that happens like 5 seconds later. You know, it's just something that happens a bit later, right, than the statement. And then this attack does not destroy the Earth. Maybe it only destroys the moon. It doesn't mean anything because it's still possible that DC manipulation is happening right there. So, like, the AP is planetary or even higher, but the DC is only moon level. Like,
And
this context is perfectly possible. So, like, your reasoning doesn't get through this because it's possible what I just said.
yeah, I gave an example using Vegito, right? I said if Vegito extends his blade to the length of a planet, since obviously he would have, more than that amount of ki, and then cuts the planet in half, it doesn't mean that the attack potency of that blade caps at, planet cutting level. Because Vegito can use that same blade to harm fucking Zamasu. So in that situation, you see, a scenario where a character uses, a more than moon level attack to cut the moon, but the attack in of itself can still do more than moon level damage. And again, you would be ignoring the internal consistency because, like I said, it doesn't matter if Toneri is using the moon as, an object to destroy the Earth, because you still need a planet level of energy to be able to move the moon and hit it in such a way that it destroy the Earth. You still
Yeah,
need
to
to
be
have a
honest,
planet amount of energy.
I don't want to go into all of the calculations, but if you simply throw the moon against the planet Earth, I'm not going to lie to you, divine enemy, but the moon is not going to be able to destroy the Earth. Like, even if you throw the moon against the Earth at a high speed, it's going to create a lot of damage for sure, but it's not going to destroy the Earth as a whole. No.
So, if Toneri is able to throw the moon with enough force to destroy the Earth, which is just the first way he stated he would destroy the planet, because he verbatim states another way at the end of the movie, then that would mean that Toneri is planet level or above, because in order to throw the moon with enough force to destroy the Earth, you possibly even need large planet levels of energy, but I'm not going to go into that calculation. And the thing is, the thing that protects the moon from being destroyed in that process, Naruto in base with a Rasengan was able to destroy it, the massive chakra, the Tenseigan. And at the end of the movie, we see Toneri gather the light of justice in his hand, like fucking. Imagine the situation where Gogeta was fighting Broly and he was about to throw like the hundreds of Kamehamehas at once. So he gathers that energy in his hand at the end of the movie, which means it's after everything else that occurred. So it wouldn't be a contradiction. It would just be, more supplementary evidence. And he states that using this energy the light of justice, I'll destroy the earth. And Naruto says, "There's no way I'll let you destroy the earth." Even the fact
Dreams is just repetition of what you said earlier, bro.
so I'm just trying to make a point, right? So if that is able to happen, if that is able to go and happen, then you can't deny that Toneri was indeed planet level, because there's multiple instances of him having planet levels of energy, and it's as simple as that.
So Divine, what's the response?
My response was this: that if it has, oh my god, if Toneri is able to destroy a planet, and I know he mentioned intention, and to bring up the whole Dragon Ball thing, which I said this earlier to him, this was before you got here. Dragon Ball and Naruto do not operate the same. So Toneri using a destructive move, a DC move, an AOE move that cut the moon in half, that's as best as it's gonna be. You can't say that it's anything more, because we've seen in the power system that yes, it can be more if you put more chakra into it, but when we saw him put more chakra into it, it still did not affect or destroy the moon. And anyway, just like in Boruto, when Boruto used the Rasengan, it was stated when he did it unintentionally, because Drip Sauce makes the point that what was the intention of Toneri? Did he intentionally want for the moon to be destroyed or for the moon to be affected? No. And I said, well, it doesn't matter if the intention is there or not, because it was stated in Boruto when he did not have the intention. He was about to destroy the earth. He was affecting and actively hurting the earth, and could have destroyed it if he did not release his jutsu. So even without the intention, as in the Naruto series, you can still affect a moon or a planet or a star if your DC, if your move is strong enough, even if you have the intention or not. That is how it works in Naruto. That is not debatable. And I said for Dragon Ball, it is different. Because with a power level of 130, with a Ki Blast, you can destroy the moon. But with a power level of 130, that same Ki Blast cannot destroy a village. And it all depends on your Ki control. Though that's the reason why Vegeta's sword that he uses that on a planet can also destroy a universe. Because it has the power to do so. It just matters about chakra.
Bro. Wait, we got it. You're simply saying that in Dragon Ball it works different than Naruto. That's basically all. Everything that you're saying is this, but this is not true at all. Because because even in Naruto, well, first of all, this is true for all fictional operas. Whenever you want to do power scaling, you have by necessity you have to accept that AP control and DC control, for magic control or key control or chakra control, call it whatever you want to call it, but you have to accept that this is true not just for Dragon Ball, this is true for all fictional verses, literally. All, of course, I mean to say all the fictional verses that will have, characters able to fight and magic.
Have AP.
Hold on, Divine. All of them works in the same identical way. Now, of course, when you go into higher quote-unquote details, you're going to see that Dragon Ball is going to work differently from Naruto, which is going to work differently from Hunter x Hunter, and of course you're going to have those differences. But on a superficial level of the characters being able to control their AP and DC, this is equally true for all verses, and Naruto is not different from this. For example, you can see how Kid Naruto, if you watch the first series of the anime, I believe it's in the manga as well, you see Naruto with a Rasengan being able to destroy large areas, right? Like easily. But then you're going to see his Rasengan maybe with the same strength, with an equivalent strength or even superior strength against an opponent, but with the point is that the destruction area, the destruction effect is going to be lower. This happens also in Naruto and in Boruto. You see attacks being able to destroy a large area, and then the very next second you see that they have how do I say that? They're simply inconsistent with the area destroyed.
It's not inconsistent. They're just putting in less amount of power.
Because I just told you that they're using this attack against powerful opponents. So
But
how
if they
come
made
that
them as
Naruto?
powerful as they needed to be to
I'll give you an
actually
example. I'll
damage
give you an
that
example.
person,
When Naruto,
they
I'll
would
give you
be
an
as
example.
big as a
Divine, I'll give you the example. For example, when Naruto was using for the first time Rasengan, when he learned Rasengan for the first time, do you remember that he was quote unquote only able to destroy a small tree? He was actually able to make a hole on a tree, right? But that was it.
Yeah.
He was not even able to destroy the tree in half. He was not even able to do that. And then in the very next episodes, like I believe in the next episodes, he was fighting against Kabuto. You remember when Tsunade and Naruto were fighting against Orochimaru and Kabuto, right? When they were fighting, and Naruto uses the Rasengan, and that Rasengan is like, I don't know, like I will say that just looking at it with my eyes, like just looking at the animation and everything, it looks like 10 times more powerful. So how come did Naruto magically become 10 times more powerful, or what? Like what happened?
The visual of what it
Explain
looks
this
like
to me.
doesn't mean anything. It
It's not-
matters
And
if
it's not
we see
simply
it.
visual. It's simply that that you literally see a huge distraction that you don't see when Naruto learned the Rasengan for the first time. And that was the second time that Naruto used the Rasengan. So once again, my question is, did it become 10 times stronger magically? Or simply Naruto does not want to destroy the trees for no reason, so that's why he limited the DC of his Rasengan, and then when he went against Kabuto, he simply used more power. Notice how
How
much of
can
it
we,
makes
how
more
can we
sense
make
than
that
your
assumption when
interpretation.
there's no
Before-
statement
before-
for that and no
That's,
feats
that's
for
not
that?
an assumption. That's literally what the
There's
anime
not an
tells you.
assumption.
Okay,
You're
we
going
can
based
just go
off
look
of
at the
what
episode.
the Rasengan looks like, and you said it looks 10 times more powerful. So did it get
Well,
that way
of
because
course,
he
10
wanted it
times.
to be?
Whether or not it was 10 times
This
doesn't
is
matter.
irrelevant because 10 times is just the way that I was able to say this approximately. It doesn't have to be 10 times, of course. My point simply is that the Rasengan is obviously more powerful when using against Kabuto rather than when Naruto used it against a tree. However, there was no improvement in Naruto's ability when he was fighting Kabuto.
How do you
So-
know?
Because
He
it's
has
literally
the
happening in the next episode. Well, how do you know that he became stronger? Where does it show that he became stronger? If there's no proof to believe that he became stronger, then there's no reason to accept that as even as an assumption to begin with. This is nonsensical, and there's no proof
Let's
whatsoever.
just say that it's the exact same level as he did the first time.
It is the same exact level.
Even though
Yeah,
it's-
there was more destruction.
It was
How
like
is
a
it
day or
possible?
two later when he used it against Kabuto. Because yeah, it may have been one
Because it
episode
was the
later,
same
but
day,
it could
bro.
have been a day or two.
He doesn't
Like-
train because he was going against Tsunade because Tsunade gave a proposal to Naruto and it was basically a challenge and Naruto had to master his Rasengan. The point is that in that arc of the series, you had all the Orochimaru and Kabuto bullshit. And Jiraiya and Naruto were trying to have Tsunade as a Hokage, if you remember. So literally the very next episodes, that's what happens. Naruto does not train, he does not improve, he does not become stronger or better. It's literally the same identical Naruto in strength, the same Naruto that was able to learn the Rasengan. And then you see his Rasengan against Kabuto and he's able to have a higher destruction area. So how do you explain that? Because Naruto, when he was going against the tree, he didn't want to destroy the surrounding. It's simple.
So Axility, there's also another demonstration of this, and it's in the same Toneri fight. I'll actually play it for you so you can see.
Well,
We already
okay.
established.
I'm not
we
going to be
already
able to say anything on this.
Yeah, so we already established that Naruto is able to destroy things with more than planet level durability with his Rasengan. This is the same Toneri clashing with Naruto's Rasengan. Naruto launched multiple Rasengans at Toneri, and he clashes with them verbatim. Does it destroy the moon? No, because it's not the intention. They have control of the area of effect of their attacks.
They're also way up in the air.
It doesn't matter if they're way up in the air, because if it was a moon, if it was the intention to destroy the moon, obviously the shockwave or the
Also,
the
is it
blast wave-
stated? Also, is it stated that they're putting enough chakra to destroy the planet or to destroy the moon?
It's not necessitated because the characters
If
in the
there's no
previous arc.
statement, then there has to be a feat
All right.
for it. Those are the
Okay,
only
so
two ways you
Divine,
can
I'm
scale
gonna-
something.
Hold on,
I'm just gonna say-
Dripsos,
Yo,
one
Divine.
second. Just 1 second. It is simple.
Yeah.
You see Naruto Shippuden, like around the final, right? The final series of Naruto Shippuden. In the end episodes, you literally see, the Great Shinobi War, right? And you literally see the Jinchurikis being able to throw like Jinchuriki's bombs. I don't remember how they're called, but those powerful bombs, and they're literally able to destroy mountains. Now, of course, you have to agree that that version of Naruto is a stronger version of Naruto than the Great Shinobi War. You literally have to consider with that, because that's literally what Naruto is in that form. Is literally okay. It's literally stronger, right? And in that series, they were literally throwing punches and quote unquote chakra blasts that were able to destroy entire mountains and entire countries. And Naruto was able to
Not
even
countries,
tank,
but definitely mountains.
bro. Yeah, but when I say countries, I simply mean to say that they were like, with multiple explosions that were able to destroy multiple mountains. If you remember. Okay, so what if they do a concentrated attack and they destroy the entire country? They could do that. They didn't, but they called it hypothetical. Hold on, Chipsus. My point simply is that the Naruto that you see in the movie is literally way stronger, and he's getting even slightly damaged by Toneri. He's getting damaged by his opponents. However, how come that these attacks are not even mountain level, because you don't see them destroying mountains? It's just a small blast.
Yeah, exactly. Look at this.
Small fracture on the terrain, on the ground.
Exactly. Look at this. Look at this. A Rasengan literally hits Toneri, right? And that Rasengan goes off and destroys a small area in the distance. But we already established that base Naruto is able to achieve way more. Look at the Rasengan. Look at it. Look at what it destroyed.
Yeah. Hold on.
Exactly.
Pause. So, did you see the explosion, Divine? Do you believe that explosion is bigger than the explosions in the Shinobi War? Is it greater or smaller? Look at this. It's literally incredibly smaller. It's goofy in comparison.
But
the point is that Naruto would probably get damaged by such an attack. But if you were to throw a multi-level attack, you probably wouldn't give a fuck, because you already tanked such attacks and he became stronger. So this is proof that it works in the same way in Naruto as well. Exactly. Again, this is for all fictional operas. This is basic power scaling, bro.
Area of effect. Like I said, area of effect. Naruto has been proven, even if you say the Tenseigan that he destroyed was just moon level, right? Even if you say it's just moon level, not planet level, the fact that in base he's able to destroy something with the durability of moon level, and then when he uses a stronger form, his stray attacks barely cause a building level explosion, shows that area of effect exists. Because if the intention, like I said, I brought up intention multiple times, if the intention was to destroy the moon, Toneri would have destroyed the moon. But the entire point. Oh my god, bro. You're being intellectually dishonest. I already
You say everything is intellectually dishonest, but when I scale,
intellectually dishonest.
I want to tell you guys how I scale, because this is how I scale is factual. I don't go based off of how I feel, what I think might be true, what I think should be true, or man, I'm gonna just make up all these things.
Divine,
and just say that
those are no personal feelings or emotions. These are deductions.
So this is how
it's not personal feelings.
I want you to know what how
deductive reasoning is. You know what deductive
there is a statement with no feat to contradict it. That is one way I scale. Just listen. I just let you guys talk this entire time. Can I please say something?
Because you're not saying anything correctly, bro.
Yes, I am. No, because what you guys are doing is opinion based. I go off of what is stated or what is shown. That is it.
One thing we said that's an opinion.
Stated that a character is able to destroy a planet and there is no feat to contradict it, then guess what? The statement is true because there's nothing contradicting it.
That's literally an argument from ignorance. That's literally an argument from ignorance. I actually made a video about this.
Piccolo
destroyed a moon, but there was no statement.
What you just use is a fallacy.
Okay, since you guys want to interrupt me, I'm done. I'm not going to say another word throughout this entire live.
Because you just
I'm not saying another word throughout this entire live. I'm just going to listen.
But listen, Divine, you just said if there's a statement which is not contradicted by feat, then it means that the statement is true. You do realize that that's idiotic, right? Because that's literally an argument from ignorance.
That's called a fact.
Bro, that's argument from ignorance. Do you even know what argument from ignorance is? Okay, give me the description of an argument from ignorance. Go ahead. Because you're just coping at this point. You don't even know the basic definitions. What's an argument from ignorance? Go ahead. Tell me, what's up? You're looking on Google, bro?
Nope. I'm not
No?
looking nothing up.
So what's an argument from silence? My bad. Argument from ignorance. My bad. Tell me, genius.
I just told you I'm done talking. Since I can't talk, I'm done.
You're talking right now, and I'm asking you a question. You
I'm
were
done
interjected
talking.
because
I'm
you were
done talking
interjected
for the rest
because
of
you
the
just went on a repetition. We want to stop you from the repetition because you're not saying anything useful. You're not saying
Because
any.
you guys say
anything new.
it's how I feel, how you guys feel about
No,
something.
we just told you that it's a
what you guys
logical
think about
deduction. Do you know
something
what a
is true.
logical deduction
You guys
is?
believe if there's a statement and it's contradicted by a feat, the feat means nothing. The statement is still true, which is the
Bruh.
dumbest and most idiotic thing I'll ever hear. Now,
No.
if there's a feat but there is no statement, you guys will say, since there is no statement, the feat is fucking wrong. And I'm like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard.
Yeah, that's
that is
just
how
a
you
straw
guys
man.
think.
Nobody uses
You guys
argument.
are incorrect. I
Bro,
do
that's
not
a straw
agree.
man. That's a straw
You're
man.
straw
No one
manning,
knows that
literally.
argument.
Yeah,
didn't straw man shit.
I believe that
Go
you're
ahead.
just confusing yourself because the only
No,
thing that
just
we
go
told you
ahead.
is
Y'all-
simply
y'all talk.
no.
Y'all talk.
We
I'm
told
gonna
you
listen.
no.
Hey, listen. No, listen. I'm not gonna like hop out the live, but I'm gonna hop out being a guest. I'm just gonna listen from now on to you guys. You guys can talk. You guys can have a great time because apparently, since I cannot speak, and I'm gonna keep on being and like I let you guys talk the entire time. I did not interrupt once, and I tried to tell you guys how I scale, and there was not a single fucking word I could get out before I immediately got interrupted. I asked politely, "Can I please just tell
The
you guys
way
how
scale
I
is
scale?"
not,
And
bro.
not one time was I allowed to. You guys
You're
said
arguing
no.
against deductive reasoning. Do you know what it means to argue against deductive reasoning? Deductive reasoning, by definition, entails truth value. Because if something is deductively valid, you can't deny the truth of it. We gave you analogies, right, that were deductively valid. So unless you provide, an argument that makes our deductions wrong, you can't just say, "Oh, this is not the case." You can't make the claim that we're going off of feelings when we literally gave you verbatim examples. I gave you a verbatim example of fucking Naruto's attack being able to destroy something with above moon level durability. And the same Naruto clashes with Toneri, and Toneri
You
uses
just said it was above moon level durability, but there was no statement for it.
Oh my god, are you serious? The fact that it's literally able to destroy the Tenseigan, which protects the moon from being destroyed when it hits the earth with enough force to destroy it.
Specific one. Sure.
What specific one? That was base Naruto. That was base Naruto. Are you telling me that Naruto in base has a stronger Rasengan than Naruto in KCM or Six Paths? That's literally. Oh my god,
This is
bro.
the currency that comes from your logic, Divine. Once again, what you were committing earlier is an argument from ignorance. Let me teach you. You told you like the whole time. Hold on, no, Divine,
Ignorance is
Divine,
holy shit. You guys
Divine.
throw
The
that
whole
out like
time,
it's fucking candy. You guys
Divine.
say
You see, you're the
everything's
one being
ignorant.
emotional, bro.
I could say, hey, Goku's able to destroy
Do you
a
want
fucking
to
mountain.
learn?
Like,
You want to
arguing
learn or
from
not?
ignorance.
Let him speak. Let him speak. Let him
Naruto
speak.
is only FTL. You guys be like, that's arguing from ignorance. You guys say everything's arguing. Whatever from ignorance. You guys just say that too fucking much. You guys don't know what the fuck that
That is a
means.
straw man.
Bro,
That is a straw
Divine,
man.
you right now you're just
You
coping
don't know
because
what the
you're
fuck
not letting
straw
me
man
speak.
means either. Holy shit, dude.
A
Straw
straw
man
man
means
is a
Just say
to-
everything is
misrepresentation
straw
of
man.
something.
The moment someone says something that it's funny. I'm saying what you guys are fucking doing. You're saying that's straw man. I'm literally saying that you guys are saying everything is argument from ignorance. I'm literally saying that because that's what you guys are doing. You're saying that's straw man.
When did we say everything
That
was
is
an
the
argument
dumbest
from
fucking
ignorance?
thing. This is why I don't talk to people who keep on bringing up fucking
Because
fallacies
you're
like
not
that.
competent,
Because I'm
No,
literally saying what you guys are doing.
To be honest.
bro. Because you're literally saying that everything we say is an argument from ignorance. You're literally
You guys are saying
that's a
everything
straw man.
I'm saying is argument from ignorance.
No, I
say-
say that the
okay,
argument that
didn't
you
say
committed
every-
earlier commits argument from ignorance. See, you're not able to listen, you're not able to track. And then when we point out how you were not able to listen to what my argument is, you made a strawman. We called you out for making the strawman, and now you were lamenting of yourself and you were saying, "Oh, but
I've
I'm just
repeated
saying
the same
correctly
thing
everything."
throughout this
Bro, I'll let you
entire
speak.
conversation.
Divine,
There's
I'll
not a
let you
single
speak.
thing I have not.
Now you're
I've
not
just
letting
been
me
repeating
speak.
myself.
Now you're not
I've
letting
not
me
said
speak.
anything new.
Now you're not letting me
Anything
speak.
new.
Now you're not letting me speak. Can I continue? So what I was saying is that you were literally crying over because you were saying, "Oh, why do you guys call strawmans upon me if I'm saying everything that you guys have said?" Well, because that's not true. Because that's not what you're actually doing. I just told you that the argument that you committed earlier was argument from ignorance. And by the way, I was the first one bringing this up for the first time in the whole life because I was not even there from the beginning. I don't know if Gypsos brought it up. Probably not. He did not. So how can you say that we said that everything that you said was an argument from ignorance if I literally mentioned this only one time and it was all
That's why I said it's a straw
argument that you
man.
committed. So that's why we're saying that you're strawmanning. Stop being intellectually dishonest and stop
I've heard
coping.
it so many
Now
times
let me
throughout this
finish.
live.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
we're
you heard
talking
it
about
so
it
many
right now.
times,
That's
but
why
it's
we're
still
repeating
referring to the same thing.
exactly.
Just
We're
because you
repeating it
heard
because
it
we're talking
multiple
about the
times
same
doesn't
topic,
mean
but
it's a
it
different
was mentioned
argument.
only one time.
Yeah, it was referring to just one scenario. Just because we said you committed an argument from ignorance multiple times doesn't mean that we're saying everything you said is an argument from ignorance. That's a non sequitur. It doesn't logically follow.
This is why I don't talk to people who bring up fucking fallacies, because none of you guys know how to fucking speak. None
Bro,
of you.
No,
fallacies, bro.
Single
no,
one know how to
simply,
fucking
simply
speak.
admit that you don't know what a
I
non
tell you
sequitur
guys
is.
that
Allow me to
I
teach
go
you.
based
A
off
non
of what is
sequitur.
shown and what is stated. So when I
A
say
non-
anything is shown or I say anything that is stated, that's all I go off of. And you guys are like, that's ignorance. That's
That's an
straw
argument by
man. That's
repetition.
ABC. I'm gonna throw
See,
out
but
10 more fucking fallacies
this
that
is why you don't know what
define,
you're saying
right?
because this is not what an
Which
argument
makes
from
no fucking
ignorance is.
sense.
Yeah,
Because
it doesn't make sense
everything
to
that
you.
comes out of my mouth is either stated in the manga or anime or done in the manga or anime. So it's a feat or a statement done in the manga or anime because they're saying, oh, that's straw man, that's ignorance, that's 10 more other fallacies are going to throw at you, divine.
Yeah, but
You
you're
guys
not
don't know
giving
how
an
to fucking
actual.
scale.
You're not giving an
You guys
actual
are
rebuttal.
horrible.
You're
You guys are
how
saying
are
that
we,
what I'm
how are we
saying
the
is
horrible
wrong,
ones when
but I'm
you're not
going based off of
tracking?
what is stated and shown in the anime.
You're not tracking, bro. You're not. How are we the horrible ones when you're denying fallacies that because you don't
I'm
understand?
going off of what is. I'm literally saying what is
Yeah,
stated and
and
shown in the anime
okay,
and manga.
okay.
And you guys are saying
Yeah,
We
so that's an
already
argument from
refuted that.
ignorance. You don't even know what that means. So please, can you just give, can you just give me the time to give you the explanation of what that is? Because you don't even know what that is, and you made a false assumption. You tried to guess what an argument from ignorance is, and you failed miserably. So can I tell you now? An argument from ignorance is saying that because there is no proof for something, meaning that, for example, there's not a statement or there's not a feat. So basically, because there's no proof for something, then something is false or something is true, or vice versa. You can apply it in both cases, okay? So, for example, you said earlier, well, there's no feat that contradicts the statement, therefore the statement is true. That is flawed logic, that's horrible logic, that's terrible logic. It's the opposite. If there is no proof that proves the statement to be true, then there's no
It's
reason to
strong.
believe that
I've
the
said this
Can
so
I
many
finish?
times. You guys
Can I
have never
finish? Can I
fucking
finish?
Bro,
listened.
just
Can I
listen.
You
finish?
guys never
Can I
fucking
finish? You're
listened
not
to one
listening.
thing I said.
Can I finish?
I
Because
said
you're not listening.
Toneri's statement was contra fucking dicted by
It was
the
not
feat
contradicted.
of his
It was not
strongest attack not being
contradicted.
able to affect a planet
It
or
was
affect
not
the moon. And you guys
contradicted.
say that's ignorance.
No, that's not what we said. You're not able to track. See? Can I speak now? Can I finish with what I was saying? You said earlier that your method was to say, well, if there's a statement and this statement is not contradicted by anything, then the statement is true. Again, this is terrible logic. Just because there's no contradiction to a statement does not automatically mean that the statement is true. That's literally an argument from ignorance. It is to say, well, there's no
That's
proof.
not an argument
That's it.
from ignorance.
Yes, it is, because
You'd
you
have to
just
Let
said
him
that there's no
finish.
proof that
Let him finish.
you just said that there's no proof that the statement is false, therefore the statement is true. This is literally an argument from ignorance. Please look at the definition.
not.
You don't know what you're talking. How can you
The
deny
creator
the
quite
definition
literally
itself?
has authority over
How do
his
you
work.
deny the
So if he
definition
says that
itself?
this is possible,
You're
then
embarrassing
guess
yourself,
what?
bro.
You have to prove that it's not
Yo,
possible.
this is,
The
bro.
creator has
Yes.
authority over his own work. I'm sorry to tell you,
I'm not
you
gonna.
two
I'm not
people
gonna lie,
who
bro. I think
no
this
no
is
no,
why
you guys
Pinoy
love opinions,
bro.
but you guys don't love facts. If Kishimoto states something, then it is fucking stated. You do not have the authority.
A statement doesn't
any
mean
way,
it's
shape, or
true.
form
You
to
do
say that
realize
he is
that,
wrong.
right? You can still put into question the
I want you to
validity
tell
of
me,
such a
is
statement.
Kishimoto wrong in what he says in his work? Yes or no?
It depends because it's not Kishimoto directly
If
making the
Kishimoto
claim.
verbatim states something and shows something, is it wrong? Yes or no?
It can be wrong.
No. Is it wrong? Yes or no?
Yeah,
I
then
can't
That's
answer
a
then
black
your
and
because it
white
can
question
never
is a
be.
fallacious question.
He has
Yeah, that's
authority
literally a
over
black
his
and white
work.
fallacy. That's some black and white fallacy because you're only limiting the
No, it's
answer to
not.
yes or
You
no.
don't know what
It
fucking
is.
fallacies are. Stop using them.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
I don't
you
know.
want me to explain? You want me to
You don't
explain
know what the
why it's a
fucking
black and white
fallacy
you
is.
fallacy?
want us to embarrass
Stop
Okay,
using
you?
okay,
that.
Divine. You want me to
He
explain what the
has
black and white fallacy
creative
is?
work over his shit. What
Oh
he
my
decides to
god,
put in it,
bro.
is it a fact or an opinion?
You want me to explain what a
It
black
can
and
be an
white
Is it
fallacy
a
opinion.
is?
fact or opinion?
It's
Okay, so
not
you're
your
just being
opinion.
intellectually
Is it a
dishonest.
fact or opinion? Yes
Just
or
mute
no?
him. Just mute him. Because it's impossible to give a response because he keeps yapping. You're going to be silent? Let me teach you something. What you're doing is a black and white
Unless you want to
fallacy,
mute me, I'm
meaning
just
that
gonna go.
yeah, because you're not letting us speak. Okay, so I'll just tell this to the audience, I guess.
It's so
This
bad,
guy
bro.
has no idea. Yeah, this guy has no idea what he's talking about. He just said, "Is it a fact or is it opinion? Yes or no?" First of all, it doesn't even make sense. How can you say yes or no if you ask me it's a fact or an opinion? He's contradicting himself. But the point, guys, is that he was committing a black and white fallacy because he was limiting the answer only to two options when there is more than one option. Now, I don't know if you're still there, brother, but let me ask you this question if you're still there. If Toriyama says that Goku has green hair in his base form, is Akira Toriyama correct? Is he right? See, him being the author does not automatically mean that everything that he says is going to be true. So when you ask the question, if Kishimoto makes a statement, is it true or is it false? The answer simply is it can be. Depends from the case. You can have a situation in which Kishimoto says something with the authority of the author, and the statement is going to be correct. But if Kishimoto comes and says that Naruto has black hair in his normal form, then that's objectively wrong. It doesn't matter. So you're limiting the answer to only two options when there are more than two options. That's a black and white fallacy. See, people like him are an embarrassment to humanity, to be honest. Free De La Hoya step, bro. Absolutely want to debate tomorrow on something. I don't think you're on the level to do any of that, to be honest.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. This is why I think this is the reason why people were telling me
It's muffled
that.
tape. Repeat from the beginning.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
So I think this is why during the time where Divine was debating Pinoy pins in Alive, I think this is the reason why people were telling me that Divine was getting cooked. Because he is just not willing to listen, first of all. And secondly, he thinks fallacies are BS because he doesn't understand them. He's like, oh, you guys say everything is a fallacy. You're not
Yeah,
gonna
it's
let
not
us
our fault if
explain why
all of
it's
the
a
arguments that
fallacy.
you give. It's not our fault if all the arguments that someone proposes are fallacious and dumb.
So that's literally the thing. He doesn't understand fallacies. The reason why it's a black and white fallacy is because he was limiting the options to only
Nigga,
two
ready for what's
things.
up? Yeah, bruh.
Exactly. And the reason why it's an argument from ignorance, you can't deny the definition of an argument from ignorance. Literally. Divine. You can't deny. You literally admitted
I
to
think you're
committing an
laughing,
argument.
right?
Nah, he's still viewing. Oh, wait. He can't do it. This nigga, bro. He is so
By the way, Trips, I'm gonna go because now it's like 2 a.m. right here in my country. Right.
I think it's almost 1 a.m.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go as well.
Right then, good night.
All right, bro. Good night. Thanks for helping.
Good night. You're welcome, bro. Good night.
So, guys, I'm ending the live. As you can see, Divine is not competent at all. He quite literally did not have any arguments. So, y'all can go ahead and spread it in his comment section and everything. Be like, you already lost to Drip Sauce and Axility on this topic. Bruh. Y'all can judge it yourselves, bro. This nigga is not competent in the slightest. Y'all can judge it yourself. Divine anime, bro. This is why he was getting cooked by Pinoy pins of all people.